Good evening, Demon Phil, Comics More New Jersey here. Another book review for you tonight. And tonight I have one that I was actually excited to do because I actually backed the Kickstarter. Um, I know the gentleman pretty well. I've talked to him several times. We've interacted on several things, several different groups and whatnot. So in order to go ahead and do this, of course, I've got to be unbiased and look at it from, that point of view, which I did. I definitely did. But I had fun doing so. So, without further ado, I'm going to be reviewing Nyobi Birthright by Larry Patrick Higgins. And I did get the Steph Wilson cover as the one that I got for the Kickstarter. I am one of those that gets a lot of the Steph Wilson covers because he tends to put out a lot of them. But it is definitely, I believe this is one of the main covers, if I'm not mistaken. They have different covers in the back. Beautiful book, but whenever, of course, I got my Kickstarter in, very well packaged. I got the book, and of course, I got all of the stretch goal goodies in there, the stickers and print and some other stuff in there, which was beautiful. So the book itself, as soon as I get to it, I open it up. The front cover is a little bit thicker. It's not the incredibly flimsy style on there, and it's not the extremely cardboard style. So it's actually pretty decent on that. Feels good in the hands. Whenever you open it up, of course, I like that it actually has, in the very front cover, it has the description of the book, and not a very large description, just very brief. In that it tells you this right here, genome, and it actually gives you the pronunciation, exactly how it works to say it and everything. Noun, genome, plural, genomes. Person born with a deviation of their genetic code, resulting in abnormal supernatural abilities, which are difficult to classify. Now, just by saying that, first thing you automatically think of, the first thing I thought of was X-Men. Now, one of two things can happen in that. Whenever you're writing a book that has very similar ties to X-Men, well, at that point, it's either going to be really good or really bad. There is no gray area. It's one side of the fence or another. So we move along with this. So I immediately get into it, start looking into the pages, and the panels are not the same box shapes on every single page. And I do like that they actually, the artwork kind of goes over the borders every once in a while, which is nice. I like to see that. It just kind of draws you in a little bit more. But you immediately get into the story of something that's happening with a girl here who goes in to find out, what's going on with her pregnancy. The doctor comes back with other specialists who are not regular doctor specialists, and they want to see what's going on. They wouldn't show her the ultrasound. They finally do. And well, let me show you the picture of the ultrasound, because this is very interesting that they actually even did this. They could have done a small picture. They could have done just telling about it. They could have just done the faces on the characters from seeing it or whatever. But the ultrasound shows the baby in there, and they say, are those wings? Yeah. So it's very different in that. Then you're introduced to Nyobi shortly afterwards, and she has, from what I understand so far, she has this power of teleporting very quickly to different places. Now, what happens after that is very interesting, because I've said it a million times over, I don't allow politics, religion, drama, BS, any of that on my stuff, because there's always going to be something that somebody gets upset about and something doesn't go over well or whatever. So in looking over this, there is a lot of drama. There's politics, there's religion, there's a lot of things that are involved, but it's done in a very tasteful manner. I don't know exactly how to explain that other than just being blatant like that. But this mainly deals with what happens whenever people are different, because we fear what is different. And this book shows that. and it shows what happens, and it shows the innocents that are caught in the middle of that kind of fear and that kind of emotion that's put off of there. So you go through and you find more onto the story. You're finding more into a little bit of the backstory of what's going on. Nyobi comes into it. She's actually trying to protect the girl who is pregnant, and her mother who is there, who is basically saying that all non-humans just, they should not be. And again, dealing with the difference on there and what you fear, you usually hate the most. So it comes to the point where Nyobi is pretty much protecting the mother and her daughter. And then there's something that happens at the very end, which I'm not going to go into because I don't do spoilers, that leads straight into Nyobi 2, which I am greatly waiting to come up. So as far as panels, gorgeously done. I love how they're not very blocky on there, and it has the subtle bleed of the artwork going over there. The artwork is amazing in here. It's not too prominent that it draws your eyes away from what's going on, but it's also not too subtle to where you actually want to keep up with the story. So you find yourself, I mean, it's a page turner. I mean, once you start on this thing, you do not stop. And it's a very good story. I mean, it's very well done. Lettering done perfectly, dialogue on point. As far as I'm concerned, I guess a Demon seal of approval. Absolutely 110%. So Larry Patrick Higgins, he did a great job on this, and I am definitely looking forward to Nyobi 2. I will say, prior to doing this review, I found out the knowledge that, and I'll go ahead and pass it along because it is public knowledge because Larry's already posted about it. But there is a comic named Punchline that number 15, if I'm not mistaken, is the number on there. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's Punchline 15. For the first time ever, I mean, it's going to have a lot of different indie characters on there, but Punchline is actually going to have Nyobi on that cover as well. So I think there's probably a dozen or so characters that are on there, but Nyobi is going to be one of them. So very proud to know that, to see that indies are going ahead and making a step up in all of this and very well getting noticed. And this is one that needed to get noticed. So again, Larry, congratulations. You did a great job. And you need to get your hands on this book. If you did not back the Kickstarter, you need to get this book. From what I understand, you need to get with Larry directly on that. You can find him on Facebook, Larry Patrick Higgins on Facebook. You can go ahead and message him directly on there. I believe he's got an Indiegogo that'll be coming up in June, if I'm not mistaken, that he's going to go on number 1 again. And then tentatively, we're looking at a August launch for Nyobi 2. So I am looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with this series and what's going to happen with the books. And you should be as well, because I think this one's going to start turning heads a lot faster than people are expecting. So again, that is my review of this book. It definitely gets a Demon seal of approval. So get it in your hands, figure out what's going on here, look at it yourself, see if you can find anything that I may have missed on there, and definitely comment, let me know, reach out to me, let me know. But I think you're definitely going to enjoy it one way or another. Demon Phil, Comics in More New Jersey. Keep it indie, y'all.